Do you ever wish you could borrow someone else's life just for a little while? Not because yours is bad, but because you're just tired. Tired of the same rooms, of the same routines, and of the same version of yourself every day. So last week I did something kind of unhinged and swapped apartments and basically lives with a woman I hardly know. She's an American living in Paris, I'm an American living in London, and for 7 days I lived inside her little version of life. Her neighborhood, her coffee mugs, her window view. These few days of my life are what happened when I pressed pause on life in London and borrowed someone else's life instead, as well as how you can maybe do the same. Let's get into the vlog. New location unlocked. We've made it to Paris. I do this flat swap. I will explain more in this video, but this might be the last one we do, if you know what I mean. But first things first, we're gonna go get a pain au chocolat and une baguette, and my boyfriend is at the grocery store getting some ingredients for the few days that we're here. It's like a little bit less than a week that we typically do this, so welcome to Paris, and let's go get some yummy baked goods. Alright, I promised that I would give you some tips on how this all happened. So I moved abroad in 2019 to Paris, and long story short, I ended up in London for my master's. I've always found myself missing the City of Lights. It's one of my favorite cities in the world, and I knew that once I got my remote job that I wanted to push myself to visit as much as possible, and that's how I thought of the flat swap idea. When I first thought of it, I had never seen the movie The Holiday or anything like it, and it kind of just came to me. I actually first got the idea from being on like flat share groups, like Facebook groups, where occasionally, aside from the many sublets in London or people looking for flatmates, you would maybe see one or two people in a year who said like, I have a flat in Berlin and I would love to swap with someone in Shoreditch, London. And I had never thought of that concept before that and decided to later apply it to my own life. I just did a few simple posts in Facebook groups that aren't even meant for flat swapping, which there are many of groups that are meant for it if you want to take a look for yourself. And I found a girl, we'll call her Rebecca, and Rebecca is an American in Paris who's been living in the city for 10 years now. She loves London. She loves the West End, and honestly, it was just a perfect match. We hopped on a FaceTime call and quickly realized that we were already following each other on Instagram because she kind of used to have a little photographer influencer era. And that was completely out of the blue. Like, I did not know that about her before we got on the FaceTime call and decided to follow each other on Instagram and saw that we had already DM'd like years prior. And I haven't counted, but I want to say that we've done this swap probably 6 times in the past 2 years, which is a lot. We both work remote jobs and are extremely grateful to do so, so this makes our situation very unique, but I know plenty of people who have made flat swaps work for them, even in their regular, unflexible 9-to-5 office jobs. So this is the second sleeve, and we are now on flower row 3 of 4, so I think we will finish the whole sleeve while in Paris. And then the only thing left to do will be seaming everything together. I have the whole project over there, and hopefully I can bring it to my vacation with my friend. But the one thing is that this yarn that I'm using for this sleeve is a little bit darker than the rest of the project. So I might dip this in hydrogen peroxide once it's done. I don't know if that will work, and it'll be difficult still to lighten it to the same amount, but we'll see. Living in a real home versus a hotel or an Airbnb in a new city, even though Paris isn't necessarily new to me, is such a special experience. Don't get me wrong, I do love a good hotel. I love an Airbnb with all the amenities, but staying in a home, you know, as long as it's a clean home, is very comforting in a way. I know her apartment so well, she knows mine very well, and we constantly send each other messages if we have any questions and things like that. Like, it's just such a nice experience. We're gonna go see the Olympic hot air balloon. Hopefully go up, or we're just gonna see it sitting there. It was here for the Olympics 2024, and they brought it back because people like it for the summer, I guess. But how lovely. We're never in this area when we come. But aside from that, I feel like staying consistently in another person's home means you also get to know their neighborhood really well. I have my favorite coffee shops in her area, my favorite places to get a galette, and sort of have these very like mundane routines in another neighborhood that isn't even technically mine. Of course, I'm not actually a local to her neighborhood, so it is fun to come each time, and sometimes it's like 9 months apart, and see like, oh, so much has changed since I've been here last, or this place is closed, or this new place has opened up, and it just keeps things really exciting. You know when dogs encounter carpet or a rug and they kind of like burrow into it and like, I don't know, roll around and stuff? Rocky started doing that in the pavement, and if you know, like the pavement in Parisian parks is quite like sandy, but it was because these two French teenagers like wanted to pet him, and he got so happy, so he like rolled over and showed them his belly, and it was just really cute. But he's definitely very dirty now, so we'll wash him when we get back. I haven't been in like this in the Tuileries in a while, so I'm happy to be here. And we're gonna sit on the quai of the Seine and drink some wine. Yeah, just like the old days when I was studying abroad here. Yay, so excited. I do have a couple of friends in Paris who I've met over the years living abroad, and even they have gotten to know the dog, Rocky, and the neighborhood that we stay in, which feels really special. Also, my French skills definitely improve every time that I'm there, and sometimes I have a few awkward moments where I don't understand someone or they don't understand me, but for the most part, it's just a really special experience to be able to expand your horizons and practice a language that you don't always get to speak in the country where it is widely spoken. Because we all need to be humbled sometimes, you know? You know what I mean?
Every minute slipping by.
The sleeve I'm doing, I don't think you have any context for this, but I'm finishing like a beach cover-up, crochet beach cover-up that's in a weird way has taken me like 2 years to do. It's like a mesh flower thing, I'll show you. But the sleeve is 3 flowers around and 4 flowers long. It's gonna be like a 3/4 sleeve length. And I'm doing it in the round, so I've done 2 rows of 3 flowers, so I'm halfway done with the sleeve. That's the easy way of telling you what I mean. I'm going on a beach trip with my friend when, after this trip, this isn't like a vacation. I mean, obviously it's so nice, but I'm working, we're both working. But then I am going on like an actual vacation with my friend from the States. She's coming out to Europe, and I really want to wear the beach cover up then because, like I said, I started it 2 summers ago and all of these mishaps happened, so I feel like if I don't wear it this summer, I'm not going to be happy. I'm going to be a little bit disappointed, but that's the plan for this week in Paris. Just live normal life to a certain extent, work, crochet, see one of my really good friends who lives here, and just prance around the city. We're also going to a David Hockney exhibition at the Fondation Louis Vuitton, and that's going to be really cool. It's selling out really fast, so I'm glad that we're going. I'm so lucky that I've had such a positive experience with flat swapping or house swapping. And I really hope that you can too. Just go into your Facebook groups, go to dedicated websites and platforms for this specific travel adventure, and keep an open mind. You know, it's not going to be a perfect experience. Mine hasn't been perfect, but I will say that I have been very, very lucky in this experience. I'm also incredibly grateful for the fact that London and Paris are 2.5 hours apart on the Eurostar. Like, I don't even have to go to an airport to do this. It's just mind-boggling to me, so I do not take that for granted. But just like anything in life and just like any travel experience, don't beat yourself up if it doesn't look like what you've seen on social media, or if not everything goes to plan, because it almost certainly won't. And again, just try and stay positive throughout the experience and see each step and each misstep as an opportunity to learn and to grow, which is easier said than done. I know. Hello, I feel like this has been a slightly strange vlog because I thought I'd be able to film a lot more than I have been able to. But I just want to say thank you so much for watching. If I don't get to like chat in the vlog another time, I don't want it to be like a weird sudden ending. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. This has been such a fun time in Paris. A really chill time, but it's reminded me of how much I love it here, and I'm excited to move back here soon.